Welcome back again. I know it's been a while since my last video, but here I am. Today, as you've probably seen in the title of the video, I'll be doing a guide on Athena Colony RTS game. You might ask what this is. Well, Athena's Colony is a free-to-play RTS mobile game that has easy controls. If you know the likes of StarCraft, Warcraft, Age of Empires, whatever, or Command and Conquer, yeah, it's the same genre. So as you can see, you build structures, then those structures produce you resources, and you use those resources to produce more structures or train units and destroy the enemy's base. Typical RTS games, but one thing that lacks in this is the wiki, because as the dev said, there's only 100 plus players that have downloaded this game, and wiki, and he doesn't earn yet, so a wiki might be a bit problematic. Yeah, so I will be doing a guide on this. First, in this video, I'm gonna be talking about resources, the ideologies or factions, and the buildings and some units, I guess. But yeah, I'll just give you a general overview of things. But I'll be doing more videos like about this. So yeah, like simple build orders, strategies, tips and tricks. But for now, I'll be doing a guide about like I said, the resources, faction ideologies, and buildings and units. The units, there are a variety of units. I'll cover them in the next video. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. In Athena's colony, resources is everything. From building infrastructures to training units, you need resources to achieve victory. There are four types of resources, and each of them do different things. Starting off with the capital. Capital is used to build infrastructures and upgrade them. It is also used to trade some units. Capital is produced in a bank or an armory. The next resource is manpower. Manpower is used to produce barracks-based units. It is produced on the barracks itself, a hospital, or an armory. The next resource is energy. Energy is used to produce forge-based units and is produced on the forge itself, a generator, or an armory. The next resource is influence points. Influence points is used to produce specialized units that are better than the typical unit, and they're actually produced when you attack. That's it. That's the only way you get influence points. That's not actually the only way to get influence points, but we'll talk about it in the next part of this video. Factions and ideologies. There are three faction or ideologies, whatever you call them, in this game: capitalism, fascism, and communism. All three are typically balanced. All three of them are great in their own way. And it's pretty much up to you which one you pick, but they're all just fine. Now we'll move on to our first ideology: capitalism. Capitalism. Capitalism lets you get +1 capital. That's it. Now that may seem not much, but that's actually very, very good, especially in the early game when you try to when you're just trying to produce more structures and such, because But when you reach the late game, it's not that vital because, I guess you can use your extra cash to produce missile and better units. But yeah, overall it's a solid faction because, a great early game is a perfect late game. Everything you do in the early game is kind of like what dictates what happens later on. So, but yeah, capitalism is 10 out of 10, one of the what is a great ideology. The next one is communism. Communism grants you +1 manpower with each resources gathered, plus you get what an extra influence points and manpower whenever you kill a unit, which means it's very great for hyper aggressive push, for hyper aggressive strategies, and it's great for barracks build. When you go communist, you automatically have to go to do you automatically have to do a barracks build, not forge, because obviously what would you if you do a barracks forge build strategy, how what will you do with the manpower, right? You can, when you go communism, you kind of have to do a barracks build army. Yeah, that's what you do. The next ideology is fascism. Fascism lets you construct buildings and train units significantly faster. Like, if your enemy is producing one unit at a time, you're producing two units at a time, because yeah, it's a very solid class or faction or ideology, whatever you want to call it. Although no resource bonus, it's great. I mean, even if you're fascist and you're fighting against a capitalist, even though your enemy could afford 3 units, and you could only afford two, those 2 units are already in the field even before the first unit is done training. You see, it's fascism is actually a very strong ideology. Although I don't support fascism in real life, please don't demonetize me. Yeah, so yeah, those are the 3 classes or ideology or faction or whatever you want to call them. Now that we're done with the ideologies, time to introduce to you the buildings. These are all the buildings in Athena. All of them will be the same regardless what faction or ideology you pick. The first one is the barracks. Barracks is your a military building that produces man-powered based units, and they're actually pretty great. It's one of the two types of strategic military buildings that you could make. But here's an advice: only pick one, only produce one, because resources would be very tricky. So only pick one. For example, if you already made a if you made a barracks, don't make a forge. Let your teammates make the other forge, okay? The next one is the forge. This is the second military building. This produces energy when you don't want to, and this produces better units. Like, no, they're both good, but kind of like it's a bit higher class. But like the Romans, sa counterpart of Marines, and blah 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 blah. It's not technically better. I mean, even a group of Romans, the primary unit of a forge, can easily be wiped out by two or three chronate tanks, which is a secondary unit by the barracks. So you can see it's just all in strategy and such. So yeah, if your teammate is going barracks, I suggest you build a forge with it. The next building is the infirmary. The infirmary produces manpower and also trains medic. You should only train medics at the late game to support the ground army because it literally heals almost everyone. Anyway, if you go barracks build, you're more likely gonna produce one of these because you need manpower to produce barracks based units, right? It this produces manpower. The next building is the bank. The bank produces capital. This should always kind of be your first structure because you need money to produce other things as well. And producing two or three capital at once doesn't quite cut it. Unless of course if you're playing capitalist, then you could use the armory uh as your first structure, but most likely pick the bank otherwise. The next one is the generator. The generator is kind of like the counterpart of the infirmary. This produces energy for forge based units. So if you have a barracks, don't produce an a generator, okay? Lastly, we have the armory. The armory produces either capital, manpower, or energy. That's it. Anyway, we're done. Like, share, subscribe. Okay? Thank you and see you all next time.